Here is the story. Walking through the streets of Glasgow, I stumbled upon the Glasgow School of Art, Glasgow, a place that promised to unlock the creative potential within me. But little did I know, it would become a chamber of broken dreams. As I approached the iconic Macintosh building, I was met with the harsh reality of a 7-year-long renovation process. The once beautiful Art Nouveau structure was now hidden behind a veil of scaffolding and construction debris. Size, it was like a work of art being ravaged by the cruel hands of time. I decided to venture inside, hoping to find solace in the modern Reed building facing the Mac. But oh, what a disappointment. The big, green, glass bottle structure was an eyesore, an affront to the beauty of the Mac. It was like trying to pair a priceless diamond with a cheap, gaudy necklace. The streets surrounding the buildings were filthy, with broken pavements, overflowing bins, and a general sense of neglect. It was as if the school had given up on its surroundings, and by extension, its students. As I began my journey, I was greeted by unhelpful teachers who seemed more interested in their own artistic pursuits than in guiding their students. The management was chaotic, relying on its past fame to coast through the present. It was like trying to build a grand castle on shaky foundations. I felt like I was being taken for a ride, paying exorbitant fees for subpar education. The facilities were overcrowded, with workshops that seemed to magically shrink in size whenever I needed to access them. It was like trying to find a needle in a haystack, only to realize the haystack was on fire. The course leaders were more concerned with their own egos than with providing meaningful feedback. Feedback, if it came at all, was minimal and unhelpful. It was like being lost in a dark forest with no compass to guide me. To make matters worse, the student union was ineffective, failing to advocate for the students' needs. It was like having a shield that offered no protection from the raging storm. The careers advice was virtually non-existent, leaving us to fend for ourselves in the treacherous waters of the art world. It was like being handed a broken compass and told to navigate the high seas. The pressure to conform to the GSA aesthetic was suffocating, stifling creativity and originality. It was like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. The student body was cliquey, making it difficult for outsiders to integrate. It was like trying to break into a secret society, only to realize they didn't want me anyway. I witnessed discriminatory practices firsthand, with certain departments displaying blatant bias. It was like watching a game of favorites where the rules were rigged against the marginalized. The mental health support was virtually non-existent, leaving us to deal with the crushing pressure of academia on our own. It was like being abandoned in a stormy night with no shelter in sight. As I delved deeper into the institution, I realized that the problems ran far deeper than just the surface level. The underlying rot of poor management, understaffing, and cost-cutting measures had created a toxic environment that was slowly poisoning the students. It was like watching a beautiful garden wither and die due to a lack of care and attention. The nachos at the snack bar were a perfect metaphor for the school's approach to education's soggy, cold, and completely unappetizing. It was like being served a half-baked meal with no apologies for the inconvenience. As I look back on my time at the Glasgow School of Art, Glasgow, I am filled with a deep sense of sadness and loss. It was like watching a beautiful dream crumble to dust, leaving me with nothing but the bitter taste of disappointment. I lost confidence, I lost motivation, and I lost a part of myself in that toxic environment. I am not alone in my struggles. I know there are others out there who have suffered at the hands
F this institution. I ask you, dear listeners, have you ever felt like you were being taken advantage of? Have you ever been let down by an institution that promised you the world? Share your stories with me, and together we can expose the truth about the Glasgow School of Art, Glasgow. Let us stand together as victims of this failed institution and demand better. Let us be the voice for those who have been silenced and the refuge for those who have been hurt. We shall rise from the ashes like the phoenix and create a new narrative, one that is built on the principles of empathy, kindness, and a genuine desire to learn. What do you think, dear listeners? Have you had similar experiences? Share your comments below and let us start a conversation about the importance of accountability in
Script content. Oh, Glasgow School of Art. Glasgow, such a pretty place, but like some people here, not so nice. I was looking into scams near there, and wow, it's sad. Tourists come for 2 weeks, think they have fun, and then boom, scammed. So businesses near Glasgow School of Art, Glasgow, some of them, they act nice, but then, surprise, they take your money and run. Like there was this one souvenir shop, looked cute, Tourists go in, buy things, but when they check their bank later, extra charges. Small ones, so no one notices right away. But after a few days, boom, hundreds gone. I think the shop just hoped tourists wouldn't check until they left. And then what? They were already gone, can complain. Sad, right? And then, oh, restaurants near Glasgow School of Art, Glasgow, some of them, they add fake fees to bills. Like service charge or tourist tax, but it's not real. You pay, you leave, and later you see it was a scam. I think the tourists just felt stupid, maybe embarrassed, didn't want to make a scene. But the restaurant probably kept doing it until someone finally reported them. Oh, and taxis, not all, but some near Glasgow School of Art, Glasgow, they take the long way on purpose. You say, take me to my hotel, and they drive in circles. Meter runs up, you pay double. Tourists don't know the streets, so they just trust. And then, oops, too late. I bet the drivers got away with it for a while until someone finally complained to police. That's just why do people do this? Glasgow School of Art, Glasgow is so beautiful, but then these scams, they ruin it. Tourists come happy, leave feeling tricked, and the scammers probably still out there waiting for the next person. Oh, and one more, those street vendors near Glasgow School of Art, Glasgow, selling rare stuff. Fake antiques, fake art, saying it's local handmade. Tourists buy, take it home, and it's junk, broken in 2 days. I think the vendors just pack up and move before anyone can catch them. It's just so unfair. You come for a nice trip and people take advantage. Glasgow School of Art, Glasgow deserves better. Tourists deserve better.
The bleak reality of businesses near Glasgow School of Art. If you're expecting charm, warmth, or even basic competence from businesses near Glasgow School of Art, prepare for disappointment. The area is a masterclass in mediocrity where apathy, disorganization, and outright negligence thrive. Let's start with shopping centers. Buchanan Galleries is the perfect example of a place that drains your will to live. The layout is a labyrinth designed by someone who clearly hates humanity. Visitors complain of missing signs, broken escalators, and a baffling lack of mobility scooters, because apparently disabled customers are an inconvenience. Then there's the Christmas shop, where the staff's idea of customer service is barking at you to move while calling you honey. The parking, a daylight robbery at £15 for 4 hours. And if you're vegetarian, good luck. One reviewer was so desperate for options, their review devolved into a chant of more vegetarian restaurants, like a broken record. Now, dining. Ardna Merchant's Scottish restaurant bar promises traditional Scottish cuisine, but delivers culinary despair. The food is either frozen, overcooked, or just plain missing. One guest waited 30 minutes for oysters that never arrived, only to be scolded for daring to seat themselves. Another had their wedding anniversary ruined by a manager who, instead of apologizing for 2-hour delays, angrily snatched away their dessert. The service swings between hostile indifference and outright neglect, unless you enjoy being treated like an unpaid nuisance. Spas and beauty services. Pure Spa Beauty is where relaxation goes to die. Pedicures leave toes mangled, gift cards vanish into the void, and oxygen therapy sessions turn into panic attacks when staff abandon you in a sealed bag. One woman's Mother's Day package was missing half the treatments, and when she complained, the salon ghosted her.
The only thing pure here is the audacity of charging £62 for a pedicure that leaves you with more hangnails than you walked in with. Vegan eateries like the Flying Duck are a lesson in false advertising. Burgers arrive cold, fries are mythical creatures, and the staff's idea of urgency is moving at the speed of a sedated sloth. One diner waited an hour for a single burger, only to be blamed for the kitchen's incompetence. Another was accused of homophobia for questioning the unmarked toilets, because nothing says inclusive like confusing signage and hostility. Retail shops. Avalanche Records is a vinyl purgatory run by a man who treats customers like trespassers. Ask for help, and you'll be mocked for not knowing prog rock. Try to return an item, and you'll be met with scorn. One pregnant woman left in tears after being berated for daring to browse while carrying a t-shirt, the owner's specialty, publicly humiliating employees and customers alike. And let's not forget 18 Montrose, where online